Hello everyone, Ron here with Valiant Pixel Studios showcasing our very first entry into our developer diary, chronicling our production of Nexus, which is a card battler with heavy deck building mechanics. This game was done in conjunction with LCAD, Laguna College of Art and Design, as an MFA game design thesis game, along with as a first launch title for Valiant Pixel Studios. So this is a work in progress, and we like to showcase where we're at because we're excited and hope you enjoy what you see. So right now the game is at we have two modes built in: hot seat, which allows the player to play both sides of the game. It's a two-player card battler, and a versus AI system, which allows a player to play a very simplistic AI at this point, which will of course grow as the game progresses. So let's go ahead and showcase this versus the AI. Right now we show both sides of the cards for debugs reasons, but you can play the game and you're dealt with a set hand, both players, a set hand of runes. These runes are generic cards that players can use to start off. Now deck building games are famous for you building your deck as you go. So we can use these cards to generate mana or energy, and we can also use the other kinds of runes to deal damage to either the target opponent or players or creatures. So you can see I can deal damage. These cards actually function. We have targeting working. We want to work on a little bit of presentation overall, with little effects flying, but we're still working on that. And we can come in here and now draft cards. We have an inspection system going where we can inspect a card, and it gives the pertinent details of the card. Now this game uses the four elements plus runes as the four types of cards. In addition, it has creatures and spells. So this card right here, this is an air card, an air spell that costs 2 mana and does this effect. Unlike games like Hearthstone, where you come in with your deck, we're buying these cards now. And once we buy them, they become part of our deck. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just buy all these for the test. So this is I'm playing air down here, and let the computer go. And the computer AI goes really fast. And it's a little hard to track, but it does play, and it's great because then you can play against something right now. And now you see what has happened here, happened pretty fast, is all the cards that I've discarded that I played in the previous round, when I have nothing to draw, they get shuffled and put back into my deck. So those cards I just bought now are available to be used. So now I can play these cards again. Granted, there's no creature for me to use this card on, but I do have this card. And I'll just go ahead and play, even though there's no target. And what happens is when you play a card, again, in some games this would be gone forever. In this game, it goes to your discard, and eventually it can come back around again. Now, and another mechanic that we've added recently is to help you out of binds when you need just a little bit more mana, or you maybe you haven't your what we call your card engine stall. You always can discard a card for 1 mana. So I discarded that card there, and I come up, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick to air for right now as the opportunity presents itself, and get this tormenting air elemental. We also have inspections on decks working. So for example, the discard pile, you can scroll through here and see the cards we have in our discard pile. And I'll play this one more time and hit the AI for another point of damage. And you can see as I go, we now have some cards. Now we have some cards we can actually play. Now the other big mechanic behind this game is something called affinities. So we have these cards in their elemental factions here, and what we can do is, for example, this card it has its base ability when it's played, or it's permanent. In this case, it gives other creatures pluses to attack, and we have the affinity. The affinity in this case is triggered by an air card. So this card costs 1 to play, and when it's on the board, it says it gives all air creatures one air attack. But if I play another air card this turn, or every time I play an air card this turn, it will also gain this one. So if I throw out the Wind Cutter, for example, you'll see, since I played an air card, it's trying to resolve its base ability first, which was deal 1 damage. It had to deal 1 damage. It's Warcry. It also buffed this card. If I wanted to be tricky, I can layer these things and get all kinds of effects. So the goal is to try to build an engine where the elements will work in harmony and do certain combos to create your game. And then, like I said, it's pretty much very similar to a lot of other card battlers you see out there in regards to the fact that we are trying to defeat the other opponent and whatever elements they bring to the table. So hopefully you enjoyed your first look here at Nexus, and stay tuned for more exciting updates as the game progresses, and we will share those with you as they come available. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.